Hi, I'm Elizabeth Nielsen. I'm one of the pastors here at First Presbyterian Church. I wanted to tell you a story about how my faith has grown from an immature faith into a more mature walk with Jesus. I grew up in a Christian home, and I was very blessed to be taught by my parents and all of my relatives the stories of the Bible. I heard about Jesus. I was encouraged to pray. I learned the songs of faith, and I heard stories of faith all the time. I was encouraged to think things through for myself and to really choose to walk with Jesus. When I was in college, I met my husband at Christian Fellowship, and we married shortly after then, and we began to have our children in our late 20s. It was when we had our second child, a little girl named Meg, that my faith was truly challenged, and I began to wrestle with God as who He was and what He was really asking of me. Our daughter Meg was born with Down syndrome and a bad heart. She spent about a year in and out of hospitals and undergoing various medical treatments. She died in open heart surgery when she was 11 months old. It was then that the fragility of my faith was really revealed, because I didn't doubt God's existence. I really didn't even doubt His love for me, but I realized that I didn't know what I meant when I said that God was good. I realized that I had thought that if I followed Jesus, if I did what God asked of me, that I could expect Him to give me an easy or a happy life. And I know that sounds silly now, but deep down, I think that's what I was expecting of God. So I spent a couple of years really wrestling with, what does it mean when we say that God is good? I realized ultimately that God cares a lot more about my spiritual maturity, about my growth, than about my happiness. And that He was inviting me into a deeper communication, a deeper communion with Him. Jesus Himself walked the path of suffering. And if I'm going to be a follower of Jesus, I have to expect that my path will include suffering as well. I've learned that God does not promise us a life without suffering. What He does promise is that He will hear us when we cry out to Him, that He will be present with us, and that our suffering is not accidental, random, or meaningless. We may not know the reason for our suffering. We may not understand what it means, but someday we will know, and it does mean something. And we know that God is with us in all of these moments, and we are invited to walk with Him through our suffering and to know His presence with us. So now I see myself as a pilgrim, one who follows Jesus as the Israelites followed the cloud, the pillar of cloud, the pillar of fire through the wilderness, day by day, never knowing what would happen the next day, where they would go, but always knowing that God was with them. And that's how my faith is now.